Between the sequel of Knives Out, Glass Onion, Knives Out being a very good movie, which was well written and enjoyable to watch, or Strange World, the next movie on the assembly line of whimsy from Disney, it was clear which one would be better to watch. Of course, with my luck, Glass Onion had a limited release, and I would have to drive like 2 hours to see it. So, here we are. Strange World. Another movie with twists and turns that, well, it tries very hard. Make no mistake, I don't respect this movie as much as I respect your time, so I will be spoiling it. If you wish to watch it, by all means, go for it. I wouldn't suggest watching it, though. So does anybody remember the Jehovah's Witnesses that would come to your house, knock on your door, and preach to you about the Bible? That is Strange World, only you're paying $15 to sit there being lectured. And this movie hits you in the face. This movie is not subtle about anything it does. Strange World takes place in Encanto, basically. It's a world surrounded on all sides by mountains. Nobody can get past the mountains. So we have Charles Muntz. I can't remember this guy's name, and I can't believe this. I saw this movie, 3 hours? Yeah, I saw this movie 3 hours ago, and I cannot remember this man's name. I cannot remember any of these characters' names. The only one I remember is Searcher, because that's it's a very unique name. Oh, boy. Where the heck was I? So, yeah, the Encanto region, and then you have Charles Muntz and his son Searcher tag teaming to find a way across the mountains, because the future lies beyond the mountains, because, the adventure is out there. And that's the only thing he cares about, is getting across the mountains. So on their way through the mountains, basically, his son finds a plant that produces electricity, fossil fuels, basically. And he wants to bring this back to the Encanto and halt the expedition. He's not an explorer like his dad. And Charles Muntz gets angry and huffy and runs off to go find the edge of the world, basically. So 25 years later, and Searcher has cultivated the plants, and everybody has created electricity, basically. All the fun stuff that comes with that, like hot coffee, apparently. Yes, hot. So anyway, you get to meet his family a little bit. He's got his wife, and he's got his son and a dog. So anyway, there's a problem with the fossil fuels. Now, they're not producing as much electricity anymore. And the mayor, she comes and she grabs Searcher to go on the expedition to find the heart of the plants. So the fossil fuel plants, apparently their root system has these plants have connected. Their root systems are all connected into one place really far away for some reason. It's not explained whatsoever. And whatever's killing the plants and making them less efficient, it's at the heart, it's the heart of the issue, literally. So to save fossil fuels, they go off on this adventure into the strange world. Searcher's son, who I'm just gonna call Russell, because I can't remember any of these characters' names. So Russell stows away, and the wife winds up coming all the way to this strange world to let Searcher know that, hey, your son stowed away and now I'm here, I guess, because I can fly and the pilot is about to die. So, good thing she came. So after getting kind of attacked by these creatures, the ship goes down. Searcher winds up separated from everybody else. And now we have an issue. Oh, wait, not really, because the wife winds up fixing the aircraft immediately, and Searcher finds his dad. While the wife is fixing up the plane, inept caretaker winds up losing her son. Russell runs off trying to find his dad, even though he has no idea where he's going, no idea where his dad is or anything like that. And he basically finds the blue microbe we see in the trailers. He befriends the blue microbe. The blue microbe takes him off to find his father. So now Searcher and Charles Muntz have reconnected. Awesome. They still have issues, whatever. And they go off to find Russell, because turns out blue microbe is sole purpose is to bring foreign objects to be exterminated. That's its whole job. And Charles Muntz is upset, so they save the son, basically. Only, oh no, now the creatures are after them. And now wife and leader lady pop in at the last minute, basically. How they knew where our protagonists were? I don't know. I mean, this seems like a pretty big place, but maybe I'm wrong. Because apparently everybody can find everybody whenever they need to. Anyway, they all go back to the ship and continue onward towards the heart of the issue. And after that, Charles Muntz wants to go off to the end of the mountain. So thanks to Blue Microbe being befriended, he basically gets them through to the heart of the issue. Now that we've gotten there, we see all the creatures basically attacking. Everybody's like, oh shoot, they're attacking the fossil fuel plant. We need to eradicate the pests. Do it quickly so we can go back to our lives. Russell decides, I'm not feeling good about this, something doesn't seem right. And so he runs off and Searcher goes searching for him. Wouldn't you know it, Russell was right. Something is wrong. You see, oh dear God, this entire time they have been living on the back of a giant turtle. And what they have been traveling through, the strange world, is its insides. I'm not making this up. This is the whole twist of the movie, is that they are on a living creature. Does anybody get the analogy yet? Anyway, its immune system is basically fighting off the disease, but it can't win without humans' help. Does this sound familiar to anybody? Is this movie being too subtle for you? Are you being smacked over the head with this stuff hard enough? Do you understand the message? Anyway, now that they know the danger they're in and that fossil fuel plant is actually killing the creature, they go back to stop all the other people and to kill the fossil fuel plant now. Of course, they succeed, and Charles Muntz, in the midst of this, finally has a change of heart and decides that going over the mountain, finally seeing what's on the other side, isn't worth it anymore. It's his kid that's worth it, even though he's literally like 5 steps away from getting outside and seeing it. Sure, why not? We need a big dramatic family scene at the end of this. Anyway, they get back home, and a year later, hey, they discover wind energy, and we get a big, long-winded speech from Russell about how getting rid of fossil fuels was terrible at first, but hey, we learned to live with it, so you can too, right? So yeah, I spent $15 to be lectured at about how fossil fuels are bad. That is the key takeaway from this movie. Not about how family is important, not about how giving up your dreams for your children are important, Don't worry, those things are in this movie too, but they take a back seat. Fossil fuels are bad. And I wish I could say this did it in a subtle and good way, but nothing about this movie was subtle. Dear God, it smacks you over the face with everything. All the jokes are in your face. Okay, so there's a scene in this movie where we have a little downtime, and Russell wants to play his favorite board game that he always plays with his friends with Searcher and Charles Muntz. The whole point of the game is to befriend the animals and create a cohabitation thing. How a demon spider is supposed to be befriendable, I've no idea. Considering the fact it's called a demon spider, it sounds like something you're supposed to kill, and that's exactly what Muntz and Searcher do. They decide to just kill the creature off. And it's like, oh, well, you killed the creature off, so now the locusts go and kill, you. Russell gets huffy about how annoying they are and storms off. It smacks you over the face with this stuff. This is a boring movie. The beginning, I was fine with. Was interesting. I was kind of intrigued with everything. Up until I think we met Charles Muntz, and then it progressively went downhill after that point. Just got boring, drawn out. I didn't care about any of these characters. I mean, if I had to give it one positive, some of the family scenes in this are nice. Don't want to say anything else about this movie. If you stuck with me this long, congratulations. Don't go watch this movie. To the point where the wife can hop into the airship and instinctively know what button to push to get the anchor to come out of it, as the plane was literally crashing. By the end of this, I didn't care about any of these characters. I honestly didn't, because I'm getting... I'm getting so beat over the head with the message this movie is trying to push that I can't even connect with any of these characters at all. I don't remember any of these names. Charles Muntz screams his name out. His name's mentioned every 5 minutes, and I still forgot it.